And I asked, why today? He goes, I don't know. He had no reason. And it really upset me because he's like, the earlier the better the other day. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he's like, what are you doing for the rest of the day? I guess, don't you have something to do? No. Then why'd you want to do it so early?
I don't know. I kind of just want to do it early today.
You're an early bird. Actually, I like doing stuff this early. It's like,
it's
you know, like peeing, like going pee and then going back to bed until 11:30.
So did I wake you up from your slumber? Are you upset?
No, not upset. I feel good. It's good.
I thought your hood rat wakes you up every day.
She does. She wakes me up barking. Okay. What's up, dude? How you feeling?
You know, just chilling.
Solomon, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Great. How are you?
Great. Well, we're wonderful. I'm glad to be back in the podcast place. Welcome back to Jaybird and the Squatch. Please make sure you continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever it is that you listen. If you want to look at our gorgeous faces, obviously, go to YouTube, Jaybird and the Squatch on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when a new episode is coming at you. Now, as stand-up comedians, it's going to get a little, wishy-washy with the schedule because we have our road gigs and stuff. So it's not going to, we might release on a Monday. We might release on a Tuesday. So that's why you need to hit that notification bell so you know when a new episode is up. And make sure you go to jaybirdandthesquatchpod.com for everything Jaybird and the Squatch. That's your one-stop shop, baby. You can get merchandise there. There's links to the merch. Get your merch. Also, you can check out the latest episodes. And if you need to email us, if you want to email us, that's info@jaybirdandthesquatchpod.com. Give us a question, give us a silly story, anything you want, and we will read it here on the podcast. I'm going to make Raul read it.
Yeah, you know what? I want them to ask you questions. That's what I want.
Okay. Listen, dumb questions are what upset me. Or
what's considered a dumb question in your
hey, what time's the show? Like if you and I are on the same show and you hit me up, what time's the show? I'm just going to answer Google. I'm going to just say Google.
Isn't that what Joe Coy did to you?
Joe Coy?
Joe Coy.
You have the hardest time saying Joe Coy.
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy.
Is
Sorry, Joe, if you're watching this. He says Joy Coy. But you know what? It's a good name for you, but because you bring joy.
Isn't that what he did to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was legit. This was before like social media was like a thing and everything was connected. And I was in the car. I didn't have a laptop on me. And I was like, am I late? What time's the show? Other than that, I get it. What were you doing this entire week that I didn't hear from you?
I just got a little depressed. So.
Mental medical.
Yeah, mental medical issue. I got a little depressed.
Because you didn't see me for a week.
Yes, that's got me depressed. Yes.
I get it. That sounds depressing.
Yes. And they canceled my favorite show.
What did they cancel?
I don't know. One of my favorite shows got canceled. I forget everything.
Oh, we were talking about karma when we were,
and the Dodgers lost too. That
big deal. I went to the Laker game.
I know. Lakers. I saw you there.
Yeah, I went in.
Non-sports fan. Anyways, go ahead.
I love sports.
Non-sports fan. Go ahead.
Bro. I love sports. Okay, I don't love them as much as you. Like I don't know all the stats and whatever, but I know about my teams, Lakers and the Rams. Now, if you're gonna go to a live sporting event, the way I went is the way to go. William Morris Agency, William Morris Endeavor, they have their own VIP suite at Staples. I was invited to use that suite. I went and the wife and I went to the game. It was a good game. LeBron was way off. Missed the winning shot, and they lost in the.
How can you be way off and score over 25 points? That's
it's
not
LeBron.
Right. But still, you're scoring over 25 points.
But so what's the highest he scored in a game?
30, but you're not always going to score 30 points. He's 38 years old.
When I say off, bro, he shot, I think it was a
air ball.
And it was so short.
But once again, he's 38 years old. He's not going to make the shots he used to make.
You get paid the big bucks to make
Jordan dropped down at 36. He's actually doing better than when Jordan
This is what I love about Raul. When it comes to sports and politics, he knows all of it. And I love that because you can help me with my knowledge of it.
Okay, this is me, right?
Let me ask you this.
Me, I don't like seeing sports.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on. Let me say what I gotta say.
I'm just trying to throw you.
All right. I don't like sports live.
Really?
I don't like to see any. The only sport I'll see live is baseball because it's fun.
That's when you want to get a good nap.
Yeah, get a good nap. Eat some peanuts.
Get a free cup of something.
Right. But I don't like to see sports live because I like to hear the announcers. Does that make me like weird that I like to hear the announcers?
That makes
So
you
you
very
mean
weird.
you don't like to see him in person? You mean because live is still but live on TV?
Oh yeah, in person.
Got it,
I don't
got
like
it,
to
got
go to sporting events. First of all, in basketball, all you hear is like sneakers squeak, and it's like,
Oh yeah, you have major issues. You need to stay medicated.
No,
Big time.
I'm just serious.
Stay medicated.
Like I don't like seeing sports live. I never have. Like I went to a USC game like a while ago, and I was like, this is
What
dumb.
sport? USC football?
Yeah, football.
Okay.
And I was like, this is dumb. Like all you see is like, it looks like
it's a little different live. Here's what
Yeah.
let me see if this is what you're saying, and this is how I feel
Yeah.
about it. Football live is a little hard unless you. I mean, when you go watch a football game live, you find yourself looking at the monitors the whole time.
yes. Yeah.
Because what's going on the field is it's so much smaller
Yeah.
looking in real life than when you watch it on TV, where the cameras are right
Yes.
on the guy and everything.
Yes.
So I say that soccer and American football are best watched on television. Live, I think that hockey and basketball are amazing live because it's on a smaller scale. You could see, you don't have to get binoculars to see what's going
Yeah.
on down at the
Yeah.
opposite end of the field. So that live is fun, and especially at Staples when you got the energy of the audience and the crowd and everything. That's fun live.
But I think for the live games, it is like the tailgating is the whole experience that
Right.
you like. Not
That's why you got to go with me next time I go because we'll go into the VIP suite.
Okay.
You have a bar, you have everything there. You have your own bleachers if you want to sit in there, very cushy leather chairs.
How much are you paying attention to the actual game?
A lot,
Are you-
because
are you-
inside the actual, when you walk up where the dining table and
Yeah.
the refrigerator and everything, there's a huge monitor in there that you
Okay.
can watch it on. But
Okay.
it's a different experience, man. Have you ever done it?
I have been to a VIP of the Galaxy game, a soccer game.
The what?
The Galaxy soccer game, dude. Soccer in some cities,
The
MLS
what-
is
the what
actually
game?
it's actually very popular. Like if you go to Seattle or Portland, they love their MLS teams.
Or what?
Their MLS, Major League Soccer. It's the
That
league. It sounds boring.
Man, that sounds really fun, dude. We should go to a VIP box to the Galaxy.
But I went to their game. Well, okay, you asked
Is
me.
it the one at the Home Depot field?
Yes.
Oh, boring.
Dignity Health. No longer at Home Depot.
That's it. Okay. Well, anyways,
So, anyways,
both of you. So
we were talking when Raul and I were having coffee this morning, and he asked me a couple things if I believe in like ghosts and stuff like that, and I said that I do believe in karma, and then you brought up this movie.
yes,
The movie was called
The Lonely Bones.
The Lonely Bones, and I wanted you to describe this movie to our listeners so they are excited to go see or stream this movie.
It's an old movie, so a
So
lot of people
explain
have
what the
already seen
movie's
it.
about.
Okay, The Lonely Bones is about this young lady that gets kidnapped and raped. Right? She gets kidnapped and raped. It starts
It's a
Mark.
family movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, it starts Mark Wahlberg is the father.
It starts Mark Wahlberg. Got it.
It's starting Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
It
starts
stars Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
Stars Mark
okay.
Wahlberg. He's the father, and it's based in like the 1970s.
there. Mm.
So this girl gets kidnapped by her neighbor. He sets up a booby trap, and she falls in there. And like he goes in there, and he rapes her and he kills her. So then she's stuck.
You had me at booby trap.
Hold on. Anyways, she's stuck in purgatory, and that's what we spoke about. Like when somebody dies unforeseen, like murder or something,
Mhm.
do they get stuck in purgatory?
Got it.
That means that they're able to come back to Earth somehow.
To Earth.
Like it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna see them, but something happens. Like
So they left Earth,
or
and then they were able to come back to Earth.
yeah, there you
Got
go.
it.
With a FU dick.
Mhm.
Anyways, so
You're not about to give away the plot, are you?
no,
That's what he does.
Okay, because
no.
people won't be too excited if you're
No,
going to tell the whole plot.
I'm not getting a plot. But what I'm saying is like all that stuff, because what happens to the guy, it's all karma. All right, it's all karma.
Clear your
because
throat. You always got liquid in your throat.
I believe in karma when it comes that way. Like if somebody like kills somebody
Mhm.
and then they're stuck in purgatory, they come back in a way and they remind them of what they did. Like they're
Got it.
reminded of what they did. Like until like
Mm-hmm.
something happens to the person that allows this person to go either,
Right.
to go on.
And it's called The Lonely Bones.
The Lonely Bones.
You want to go see that movie? That scrambled egg plot line that you just heard.
I'm not gonna give them the whole movie. They gotta watch it. But I'm
You're
just
right.
saying that's
You're right.
That's the whole gist of that movie.
The gist, baby.
The gist of that movie.
Is it a
that-
scary movie? Is it scary?
No, it's.
I've been
just-
into scary movies right now because we're
Oh,
getting up on Halloween.
Did you see the one that's coming out? It's called The Devil in You.
No,
It's coming out tomorrow.
The Devil in You.
Yeah,
Who's in it?
I don't know the actors because I just saw like the on. You know how they have those announcements on like Instagram and like YouTube and all that.
Right. What's it? Where will it land? Where am I going to see this? Where is it streaming, or is it in theaters only?
It's in theaters only.
And it's called The Devil is in You.
Yes, it's in you. Yeah, it looks pretty scary.
Like it's about possession.
Um,
If it's about possession, you know who you should take to see the movie?
my dad.
Your father. You should
No,
definitely take your dad to see that movie.
no. It's not about possession. What it is, I don't know exactly. Like I'm telling you, I just saw like a little preview and it looked scary. It looked kind of scary, and I was driving. I was driving, so I wasn't able to like look at it like who's in it.
Oh, but you had your phone out looking at Instagram while you were driving. That's good to know. Hey, stay off the roads when Raul's driving. Also, guess what? Doesn't wear a seatbelt.
I do
Every time I get in the car with you, we'll be driving, and sure enough, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I realize it's because you're not wearing a seatbelt.
There's something wrong with that.
There's a lot wrong with that. If we hit something, you're going right through the windshield,
But you're still
and I'm
alive.
staying in the cab.
Yeah, you're good.
It's also the law there, buddy.
Yeah, it's also
Is it the law?
yeah. You can get a fine for it. You
How
didn't know
much?
that?
Yeah, of course. I knew that.
$675,000.
It is not $675,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's actually $625,000.
Really?
Yeah,
See, you know. So
They
why aren't
dropped
you
it
wearing
down.
Why aren't you wearing your seatbelt then?
I should do that.
Let me ask you, why isn't that the very first thing you do when you get in the car?
I'm not used to wearing a seatbelt.
Why?
I always drove like older cars. that didn't remind
with
you
the
of
lap
wearing a
belt.
seatbelt. Yeah,
The
with lap
death
belt.
traps.
Yeah, with the death traps. But you know what? Those cars in accidents are actually more reliable.
They're safer.
Like
They're tanks.
yeah, like the my dad drove a Chevy Silverado, but
Oh,
an
my
old
first
one.
car.
But an older one. You know the ones.
My
that are
first
made-
car was a Chevy Silverado.
You know the ones that were made
87.
a complete metal. You know those
The
things that are-
70s.
Yeah, the 70s.
One of my
He drove-
favorites. One of my favorite cars
Mhm.
is the 1971 Chevy Silverado short bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He drove the 1970, and he also drove a Monte Carlo. You know how big the
Oh,
Monte
Monte
Carlo
Carlos
is?
are nice.
And I'm talking about that Monte Carlo went through some stuff. It went through my parents' garage.
Oh, when you said it went through some stuff, I thought you were going to talk about the trials and
No.
tribulations of its life as your car, but no, it went through the house.
It went through the
Got it.
parents' garage, and there
Got
was people living there at the time.
Mhm.
It didn't kill nobody, thank God. But it went through the garage.
There were
and-
people living in the garage, you said?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's how people used to do things back
I
then.
don't know anything about that.
Okay.
My son lives in my fucking garage.
Anyways, back then, so then the car went straight to the garage, and nothing happened to the car.
That's crazy. I remember when I was a kid, we lived in North Hollywood, right?
Mhm.
Like right not too far from the Ha Cafe. We heard this big crash. Our backyard was on the other side of the wall of our backyard
Yeah.
was the main highway there, and I think it was Magnolia, I think. And there was this giant crash, and then we went outside into the backyard in a I remember it was a El Camino. It was a Chevy El Camino.
Oh, I love those cars.
Crashed through the wall
Yes.
and into my garage. And then it was a crime scene. So they left it there for like a day and a half or whatever it was. So my brother and I would get up in the morning and ruin this crime scene. We were just kids. We were like 5.
Yeah.
We would go outside into the garage and we would jump into the Monte Carlo and pretend we were driving it and we're honking the horn and shit. The neighbors would get
Just
mad.
ruined the whole
Oh,
crime scene.
Ruin the whole crime scene.
Unsolved crime.
Yep.
Because
They're
of you.
like, we
Thanks-
found
thanks
tiny
a lot.
fingerprints.
Thanks
This
a lot.
driver was a tiny person.
It was a midget, probably.
Yeah.
That's what they
Oh,
brought it
that's a
up.
very derogatory term. Well, midget. You got to say small person.
Small
However,
person.
when I start a band, my band name is the shit. I'm going to call my band Full Size Midget.
I like
How good is that for a band name? Full Size Midget? Come on, dude. Full Size Midget.
Anyways, so
Coming to the
so
stage.
so the car, like I tell you, so Monte Carlo was like, I was like, man, how is this car? Nothing happened. It went straight through the garage. We took it out, we washed it, and it was fine. The car was like not even a scratch on it.
So it went through like stucco and
Yes,
and-
a garage door.
Jeez.
That's
How did it? Now let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
It didn't do that by itself.
My sister.
Got it. So let's get into it. Your sister was possessed.
No. My sister she was learning how to drive, and she
And then
hit
she
the
was
gas.
possessed by a demon.
No, she hit the gas.
And your father said, we
she
need
hit
to
the gas.
exorcise the demon.
She hit the gas and went straight to the garage. And it was this close from
Women drivers, am I right, guys?
Oh no,
Cancel.
I'm not going to join you on that one.
No?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I don't have a comfortable couch. Anyways, so it went straight to the garage, and it was crazy because I was like, it was this close. It was this close from hitting the person. The car was like this.
Was the person sleeping?
Yes.
What time of day was it?
It was like around 7:30 in the morning.
Wow, that's the worst alarm clock ever, huh, guys?
Yeah, that thing was straight to the garage. But I'm talking about those cars were so powerful.
Monsters.
Man.
They were monsters. They
And those
still
cars,
are.
okay, I have a question.
We're old
to you.
guys because we're saying shit like, they don't make them like that anymore, do they?
I have a question to you, right?
For me.
If you're saying seatbelts are that important, why don't buses have seatbelts?
That is a good point. Well, you know, you'll bounce around a little bit.
Yeah, but if it's a real bad accident, like
It's a big ass bus, though. There's gonna have to be
a truck, like
something big.
If it's a semi,
Yeah,
no, really. Why don't buses have?
that is a
seatbelts?
question for the ages, man. I don't know.
Solomon, why do you think buses don't have seatbelts?
Well, that's a big controversy, and I think that every year they do that with kids. You know, like should kids' school buses have
Yeah.
seatbelts? And I know they're going through that whole thing, but I think somewhere statistics show that maybe buses get in fewer accidents, or maybe people are less injured because you got a big cushion right in front of you. But as
Yeah.
opposed to your big car theory, I look at it like this. That big car, as safe as it is not going to stop you from cracking your forehead against the steering wheel
Exactly.
if you hit something head on.
You know that's how.
But a seatbelt will.
Yeah, but you know that is how Sammy Davis Jr. lost his eye. He was in a
tell
car
the story.
accident. A lot of these old cars had like a lot of ornamental things on them. Like there was like
Yeah.
and in the middle of the steering wheel is this pointy thing.
I remember those.
And I guess he was in a car accident and that thing went in and took his eye out.
No way.
Yeah, eye out. Sammy Davis was in an accident that way that could have killed him, and it didn't. It just took his eye. Stevie Wonder was in a car accident that, you know, he didn't see it coming, but
Oh, beep, bop, bop, boom.
he was, though. He was in the backseat of his limo.
But I didn't
And
see
there
it coming.
There
That's
was a
hilarious. That's
semi-truck sitting in front of him at a light, and it was carrying these large either rebar poles or something, and one came loose, went through the front windshield of the car,
And he hit him.
continued to the backseat, and hit him right in the forehead. And if you look at pictures of Stevie Wonder, you'll see scarring up on his head, and that's what it's from. He lived.
How do you know all these things?
I know. I read.
You read a lot.
I read a lot, and I listen, and I retain.
Why do you say like I retain?
I retain the information.
I retained
What did you retain?
what you just said. Right?
So, Raul and I were talking this morning about the whole Ye issue, the Kanye.
Who's had a better week than Kanye?
Kanye freaking West finally went too far.
Donda himself.
Just 3 or 4 days ago, he was talking about how that I could say anti-Semitic shit and Adidas won't drop me.
Adidas
And they dropped him because he went too far and he started talking about Jewish
what did he say?
cabals. He's very anti-Semitic remarks about how there's a whole cabal out there and the Jewish people are to be blamed for all this, just all the shit that's going on in the world is all the Jewish people's fault. But what I take away from this is that apparently he's no longer a billionaire. He can't throw that label around anymore. He's now only worth a mere
$400 million.
$400 million.
You can't tell me nothing.
Got to get his money right?
That's what he said.
And what I do, act more stupidly.
He acted more stupidly. Also, the thing that one of the things that was really controversial like a week ago is he tweeted, "I'm about to go, ready, DEFCON 3
Not 4, 3.
on the Jews." First of all, what is DEFCON? Because that's not the word; it's DEFCON.
Yes.
It's DEFCON, and there are different levels of DEFCON. You
One,
got
two,
DEFCON
three,
1,
four.
2, and up to 5, I believe, right?
I think 4.
I believe so. Well, according to movies, yes.
Yes.
Oh, remember War Games
Yeah.
with Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, he made up a word, DEFCON, and then he said, "But I'm only going to 3." That was fucking hilarious. A thing that doesn't exist to a very, because it goes up to 5, 4, and then they're different colors. I think.
But do you know
according
why,
to the movies.
But do you know why he thinks he can do this? Like he really thinks he can
Do
do
you
this?
know why?
I think it all has to do with the Trump thing. I think because since Trump
And
gets
what I
away,
do, act more stupidly.
because Trump gets away with everything, people feel empowered and they think they
Well,
can do it.
they-
And they think they can get away with everything.
First of all, he didn't get away with anything. Mr. Donald. He got away with some things, but he got voted out.
I know he got voted out, but I'm talking about he still has his popularity. He still has his power.
Yeah, he's got his base.
Yeah, his base, okay? He still has a base. So like he thought when he came down the escalator and said, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and I could still be voted in. And now people are saying,
Well, the thing is, when he says things like that, and when Kanye says the things that he says, they truly believe that it's true. I think that in Kanye's,
that's a narcissistic view.
but also both of them are genius at
manipulation of the mind.
publicity.
Okay.
Publicity stunts. I think all of them, I think they both are attention seekers and they want to say the thing that's going to get the most sound bites so that you get the dumbest people in the country to go, that's a thing. And that's a thing that he says. And that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like they're geniuses at that shit. I'm sorry. Kanye is a psychopath.
But that's
he's
a
genius.
narcissist. But that's the definition of a narcissist. Both of them.
And what I do, act more stupidly.
Right?
Both of them are very narcissistic people. And when a narcissist gets on his soapbox, like you're not going to get him off. There's nothing that's going to stop Kanye. He even said it. He doesn't care about anything. Like he's still going to be rich. He doesn't care what.
But you know,
does to him.
it's just then reality happens. Then reality goes, okay, dude, that's enough.
And when has that happened to Trump? Like you say, he got voted
When
out.
he got voted out.
They're even saying
and got kicked off of everything, so he had to make his own social media thing.
they're
to
even
be on
saying
social media.
they're even saying
there
this,
are
right?
there are repercussions.
They're even saying this. They're even saying even if he gets convicted and sent to jail, he could still run for president. Like that's crazy.
Who's the they that's saying that?
Like the pundits. The pundits.
Explain to me what a pundit is.
Pundits are the mouthpieces of the candidate. Those are the pundits.
Now, whose pundits are saying this?
His pundits are saying
Thank you.
But you don't think it's possible because it's not in the Constitution that he can't run.
It ain't gonna happen.
You don't think he's gonna run?
No, I don't think he's gonna be in prison and run.
Why is he not going to prison? He kept top secret documents. I don't get that. I don't get why this guy is so
Here's why most of these guys get away with what they get away with for so long, because it's so simple, and I think Solomon may agree with me. We are living in a country that's built on greed, and money fucking talks. And when you got a B in front of your bank account with $1 billion, people are going to go, okay, because they want some of that $1 billion.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And they don't understand.
And he knows how to play the game.
Yes.
But the poorest people are the ones that vote him in.
Because they go, maybe I won't be one of the poorest people anymore.
But he didn't do nothing for 4 years.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he did anything or not. What matters is the fact that they thought he would. That's all that mattered. Am I wrong?
Yes, and
I am wrong?
that is opinion. Some people do feel like he did quite a bit in 4 years.
I know. I get that all the time. He did that. He did that veteran's choice, and
It's all opinion based. Most of it is opinion based, and most of it is dreaming. On like this guy's. You know how many people in this country are dreaming of a better life and just want that better life. And if someone like him is going to come along and make it okay for them to want that better life, but still having their racist ideology, there's people in the shadows that come out because this guy came out. He's like, oh, we can come out now. This guy is empowering my thought process. So I'm going to believe and be a zealot of everything this guy says because he's my guy. Guess what? He's not our president.
Do you know who did the same thing?
Who? Every politician.
Hitler.
Every politician.
No, but the one that followed the script that like he does was Hitler. Hitler did the same. Trump did the same script that Hitler did. The only thing is that he can't get away with, of course, with what happened back then in the 1940s. He can't get away with that now. But he did the same thing. You alienate a base, you alienate people, you blame it on certain people, and then you just tell people, oh, it's the media. It's everybody's fault.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's what you do.
And that's what Kanye is doing. But the difference with Kanye, in my opinion, is that when he speaks, he's not saying anything. That Pierce Morgan interview was bonkers. It's like, what is happening?
He sounds like he needs help. Like
100%.
really.
There is mental illness there, but there's also the I am at a point in my life, and I've been at this point for so many years where people don't tell me no. No doesn't exist in so many of these people's world, and they don't understand that it's actually a thing.
It's. I think it has to do with the Kardashian curse.
The Kardashian. You think so?
Every
Oh,
man
man.
that has hooked up with the Kardashians, what has happened to them?
Yeah, well, you know.
Devin Booker flatlined in the finals.
Keep going.
Chris Humphries
These
never
are athletes,
played.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
never played basketball again. Ray J, the only thing he's popular for is being Brandy's brother
Right. And fucking Kim.
and fucking Kim, right?
Right.
So every man that hooks up with them,
Oh, yeah, man.
something happens. And now,
So you know what man figured it out?
what?
You know who figured out how to beat the curse? Caitlyn Jenner. If you can't beat them, join
a
them.
woman,
right?
That is actually
Think about it.
hilarious.
She killed a person. She killed someone. She
Yes,
legitimately,
yes,
when
yes.
she was a he, got in a car accident, and it was his fault. Someone in the accident died.
Yes. I remember that.
And then they have the best publicist in the world because he said, okay, I can fix this, but you got to hear me out here. You're going to have to lose the penis.
You have to change your whole sex.
Going to have to lose. And now look,
And it worked.
it worked.
That is true.
Caitlyn Jenner, man, she figured out the Kardashian curse.
Do you think that is true? the
No,
Kardashian
I
curse?
don't think it's true at all. I think our thoughts and beliefs are very powerful.
Yes, they are.
And if you put enough energy into something, it's going to fucking happen.
So if I have enough energy that I'm going to do good in comedy, you think it'll work?
I'm just wondering when you're going to start doing that.
That's true.
I mean, your last stand-up set was, let me get the math.
Don't tell
here.
nobody my business.
Hold on, let
like
me
that.
get the calendar out.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's November 26th. So 25 days ago.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay, when was it? Last one.
I don't want to talk about that. Anyhow,
Why not?
so the thing with
Oh, changing the subject so hard. Go ahead.
Kanye West lost absolutely. Like everybody doesn't want to deal with him no more.
He's got enough money to live for the rest of his life. He's fine. I mean, he even on Pierce Morgan, he even said that he only has about $125 million in his account. I think that's what he said, right?
Only.
I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see the interview.
Forbes will say that he's worth about $400 million, and that the Adidas deal was a $1.5 billion deal. I think that's what they said it was. The Adidas deal was a $1.5 billion deal.
His shoes
so
were nice. His shoes were nice.
So comfortable.
Yes,
I have a
very
pair of
comfortable.
Yeezys. Very comfortable.
comfortable.
And what do you think is going to happen to the value of his shoes?
They're gonna go up.
Absolutely.
They're going to
But-
go up.
but like
100%.
Once
for a
you
while-
get in that money stage, you're going to stay in that money stage.
For a
It's
while-
just how it is.
Exactly.
What Adidas is basically doing, they're calming the waters, and then they're gonna like sneak them back in.
They're not going to sneak him back in. They're not
You
going
don't
to.
think so?
I don't think he's going to be back to Adidas
No.
because Adidas is way too big of a brand to do that, and they've done the work. And here's the thing: the value of those shoes is only going to go up. The people in that live in La La Land, I don't mean Los Angeles, I mean in their heads,
Yeah.
like everything should be wonderful and peaceful.
Yeah.
They're going to go, they should burn all of their shoes and they should lose. That ain't how it works,
No,
honey.
no.
Because bad publicity is publicity.
It's good.
You know, so you're gonna, you got a pair of Yeezys, you're gonna rock them mugs, and I still wear mine, and they're very comfortable.
So wouldn't you self-brand them and then sell them yourself? If there's
What do you mean
certain-
self-brand?
Like do your own brand, and just sell them yourself. It's like since he has so much money, he can do that, right? He could just sell them himself.
Oh, you mean take his shoe ideas and just call them something else?
Yes.
Yays.
Or whatever he wants to.
I don't know, man. I'm
If
not
it's the same type of shoe, it doesn't have to be Adidas.
I think what's going to happen with Kanye, and it's already happening, is that the people that are fans of him, like
Are
diehard, are going to
always gonna be
stay
fans
that
of
way,
him.
just like Trump. Trump supporters are always going to be Trump supporters,
Yeah.
no matter what. He still has rallies, and he still has people that show up and go, you got to make sure that the things that happen. You know what I mean? And then Kanye is going to be that. Kanye is going to be fine with his base.
Do you know what's the argument on Twitter? And I saw this, and I thought it was hilarious. It's
Mm.
like they didn't do nothing to Brett Favre.
What did Brett Favre do?
Brett Favre basically skimmed. Supposedly he skimmed the welfare system in Mississippi.
I did hear something about that. Did you hear about that?
I did.
It
So
didn't make
he
the
denies
news.
it.
It's a whole different thing to say I'm gonna go DEF CON on like
DEF CON.
whatever.
You said it right. Finally.
Okay,
That's where your F thing comes in handy.
I'm gonna go DEFCON.
Media, the big stories they have very, very, very short lifespans these days because the next thing's going to happen. And everybody's going to forget about it, you know?
I'll give it like 2 weeks and then it'll go away. The controversy will go away.
2 weeks, what'll go away? The Kanye thing?
Yeah.
And then everything will be back to normal?
I wouldn't say back to normal. It'll just be a new normal. It just won't be.
Here's the only way that can happen is if Kanye shuts the fuck up. If he stops the racist things, the rhetoric against the Jewish people.
But he has a new ally now, Antonio Brown.
Jesus.
President of Donda Sports.
Oh,
so Donda, what exactly? So Donda is now a whole company. It's not just his album because that album was called Donda, right?
Correct. So Donda is a marketing agency. So they're not actually like,
and wasn't
they
like
don't
Aaron
actually
Donald
represent
signed?
athletes.
Yeah,
It's just like the marketing activities outside of the sport. Yeah, it's just the marketing activities outside the sport. So, so he had Aaron Donald and Jaylen Brown as the only two, I guess, major sports figures who were signed to him at that point.
And Donald bounced.
Yeah,
He bounced.
Well, they both did.
Yeah.
They both did.
No, but did you know at first Jaylen Brown did not bounce? Like he didn't leave until the controversy got more, until like Adidas and all them started dropping him, because they even had an article when this stuff first came out. They asked Jaylen Brown, they're like, "Hey, what do you think?" He's like, "Oh, people make mistakes and all that." And then when it started sweltering, then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." So he didn't want to leave at first.
Let me tell you.
And Aaron Donald, hold on. And then Aaron Donald left as soon as he saw something.
Right.
He left.
But you have to understand, sports is entertainment, and we're in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now, it wasn't just them saying their reps, their representation, managers, agents, all that stuff. We're like,
CAA
you need to distance yourself. Oh,
Manage
dude,
your
William
brand.
Morris, CAA, they all dropped them.
Manage your brand.
Yep.
And keep in mind,
Manage your brand.
Jaylen Brown originally, and this is how these things happen, though. You know, they want to see how long it's going to go, and so his people were telling him, "Well, let's just hold on and see." And then the people at Donda Sports were saying, "You know what? Yeah, this is a blip, but we still represent all the things you signed up with us for." And that's what he originally said. They still represent helping communities and all these things. And eventually, it got to the point where it's like, okay, now this is damaging my brand.
Yeah,
I got to go.
And it's.
Because they're all their own entities, you know. Even though they're signed with these people, they all got their own brand. So you know they got to look out for me first, which is exactly what
hashtag me first.
No, really, because like a lot of people think
I'm gonna start a new hashtag.
a lot of people think that these athletes are like selfish people because they're not like they don't sign autographs for everybody and all that. But it's like once you get to that level, like people take advantage of you, and it's like hard to distinguish who actually has a good heart about it and like who actually wants something from you.
But they're all in the business. They're all in the business. It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a business first, and it's
always
the
a business
entertainment
first.
business. It's the sports business, and sports is entertainment. I mean, think about it. They sell more tickets than anything in the world. You know,
I don't think anybody has a worse week than Kanye in a while.
Well, I'll wrap up the yay thing for you.
Okay.
I had a pretty bad week. I'm just kidding.
You know, all he has to do, right now, make a new album.
Boom,
You really think so?
Yes,
buddy.
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing.
People will buy it.
And
Trust
that's
me.
and here's the thing. As much as I'm just not a fan of that dude, you can't deny his.
Yes.
You just can't deny when he drops an album and be like, "Damn, that shit."
You know what?
slaps.
I gotta admit, I love his music, man. I think he's one of the best.
I mean,
He's one of the best producers in the game.
think about it. Some of my favorite artists. You know, you can't have John Legend. You can't have John Legend without Kanye.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
Sound like you're throwing up. Anyways,
That's my bet.
Kanye to me is like I said, he's nutty and all that, but he's super talented, man. And that's why I don't understand why you can't get over the fact that you're so talented, but yet you want to be so controversial.
It's not. It's just
Your brand does not need the controversy. It does not need it. It's not like he's falling down.
right. But you're speaking from the point of view of someone who's being rational.
Okay.
You're speaking rationally. That's not coming into play with him right now. First of all, if you think about how irrational his entire life is, it's weird. Like if you said, if you told me when I was about to be born, this is what your life's gonna be, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the life he's in. I mean, it's like the Kardashians. It's like Trump. It's like they're in this, and everything is on display now. because of social media, because of all that. Like when crazy shit was happening back in the 80s in a different country, we barely heard about it.
Yeah.
It was a blip on the news and we were like, cool, keep it going. I'm going to go watch Teen Wolf tonight. You know what I mean? Now, when something crazy happens in another part of the world, we immediately know about it. And it's like, whoa, I can't believe the world's getting worse. It's not getting worse. We just know more now.
Yes.
And more than that, we immediately know about it and we can immediately give our opinions on it.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
on
the
Twitter,
big
especially
thing. Absolutely.
Twitter does that. Twitter
and Facebook, man.
no, I think Twitter is worse than Facebook.
That's where evil lives.
Because no, really, no,
really is,
no,
man.
that's 100% true. Because anybody could get on Twitter and anybody could say whatever they want.
Yep. To a point.
Not actually, like it takes a while to get suspended.
And there's the point. It only happens if a bunch of people have that
Complain.
opinion and go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other words, there are people on Twitter tweeting some god awful shit. However, they don't have the followership or the sponsorship or the eyes on them or the streams or the likes or the views enough for people to go, whoa, take him off. Because people don't give a fuck because they don't know what's happening. It's when it gets so big,
Like I always love these arguments. Like when I look at the Twitter threads, because sometimes I'm bored, so I'll look at the threads. And when they're like, oh, they're like a controversy happens, like, oh, Trump 2020, and I'm like, Trump 2024. I'm like, okay, what's the basis of putting something like that and not having any? There's no meat in those bones to me. Like
there's no context, and that doesn't matter especially for people that don't have the ability to think, especially for people that aren't thinkers and free thinkers, and they don't do their own research, and they just see that, and it's like, what is that, Pavlov's dog? And they go, there's the thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's happening,
Like
it goes back to politics. Remember, he was talking about if someone has an idea that you agree with,
yes,
you're going to tend toward that. And what makes it worse now is Twitter, Facebook, all these, they
more
know,
people,
because they know what you watch, they know what you slow down, they know what you click on, so they're going to keep feeding you more of that. And every day you're going to see that, and you're going to think that's all there is, and it isn't. That's unfortunate.
You know who coined the term algorithms?
Who?
Al Gore.
No way.
Mm-hmm. He had a reggae
So
band.
knowledgeable.
He had a reggae band, and he was the bass player, and he went by the name Al Gore Rhythms.
No, I don't believe that.
You can't tell me.
That's under bullshit.
Yeah, I made that up.
Yeah, I know you did. That's under bullshit.
That was good though.
Yeah. I like that. So, anyways, yesterday I also saw, because make sure to vote. November 7th is voting. I just want people to vote. That's it. Like speak your mind.
Man,
and
bro,
vote.
you're out here for the people, baby. I
November
like it.
7th, just go vote. Who cares who you vote for? Just,
And November 10th, go watch my special.
yes,
tape.
his special. Vote and then go watch Jason's special. Anyways, November 7th is voting. Go vote whoever you want. I don't care. Just exercise your right to vote. That's it's you should be able to exercise that right to vote.
Right.
I saw something that's kind of interesting. It doesn't interest you, but it's gonna interest me. So just I saw a debate in Pennsylvania of the senators from Pennsylvania. But let me tell you what, that guy just had a stroke. And my question to you, like, would you take somebody that's a liar, or would you take somebody that just had a stroke?
Nope. That's, I don't know, man. Those are my only two choices.
That you think he's not medically able to perform the job? Because if you saw
I
the
hate
debate,
questions like that.
I don't know if
What would your answer be to that?
My question was,
Your answer.
my answer, I'll probably take the guy that had the stroke.
Why is that?
Because like politicians, like, what do they really need to like do much? Like, I don't think they really do much anyways. Supposedly they do.
They're
a lot,
mouthpieces, but
they're mouthpieces anyways.
they do what their constituents or what their lobbyists. Or
Yes,
the people they
lobbyists.
do exactly what the
not
people with
constituents. Lobbyists are what they do.
they do exactly what the people with the most money, with the people that gave them the
gun
most money,
lobby
told
and
them to do.
And the medical
Gotta
pharma
stop interrupting.
lobby. Okay, sorry. But to me, it's like I saw a debate, and the guy was really like he kept on repeating like his answers, like, and just answering like it feels like it was just weird, man. I was like,
And
man.
what I do, act more stupidly.
So I'm like, that's why I'm asking you, which one would you vote for? The guy that's a notorious liar who
Now,
can't-
where is this?
in Pennsylvania,
I wouldn't vote at all because I'm not from there.
the Senate. I'm just saying, like I'm just asking
That's
you.
my answer.
So Solomon, who would you vote for?
Well, first of all, you should probably say their names for the people who don't know.
John Fetterman and Mehmet Oz
There you go.
from New Jersey, not Pennsylvania.
There you go. Well, I think first of all, I don't think a stroke is going to disqualify someone if he.
Wait a minute.
Because that's a medical thing.
Also, how long ago was the stroke?
He had it like a month ago.
what?
A month. Oh, whatever, dude. You know what?
Yeah,
Well,
well-
mess.
What if you just said 30 days ago?
30 days. 30 days ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think that disqualifies him. I mean, if he was disqualified,
Yeah.
if he couldn't perform his duties, then you're right. He shouldn't be running.
Right. And
But-
obviously, they'll do some tests on him.
But if
to
you
make
saw him
and
speak
he
yesterday-
has time to make decisions in the course of his job.
But if you saw him speak
know.
yesterday, I was like, man.
I did, and that was something where he was sort of, on the spot and
Yeah.
maybe got nervous, and and
I mean,
that
look
may
how
have had
you
something to
are
do with
when
it.
you speak publicly.
But I stutter.
I know.
Isn't
Think
that
about it.
weird? Isn't that weird that I stutter, but I still will do stand up?
It is, but it isn't. Like like there are certain people that they are stutterers and like way more than you. Like you do it once in a while. I know you had it worse when you were younger.
I stutter my name a lot.
Yeah. Ooh.
When they ask me my name, I stutter.
Say your name right now. Go.
Raul. No. But if a girl before when a girl used to ask me my name,
That's just nerves. Dude.
No, it's not
That's
nerves.
just your
I don't
pee-pee
get
going,
nervous around.
Oh, this could happen.
I don't get nervous around women like that. I have no reason to.
Bullshit.
I'm over 6 foot. There's no reason to be
Bullshit.
nervous. Anyways, when they ask me my name, I'm like, "Ra," and then I just say Jose because it's the easiest one. And I had that going for a whole year with a girl.
Oh shit! She
And-
just thought you were Jose for
Yeah,
a whole
yeah,
year.
yeah.
That's great.
And the only reason I got caught because the cop stopped me, and I needed her to go in the glove compartment.
And she was like, "Who the hell is
Yeah,
Raul?"
she's like, "Who the hell's Raul?"
That's so
And I was
funny.
like, "Oh, that's my nickname," and she didn't buy
my
it.
nickname.
And she didn't
dude.
buy it. She didn't buy it.
There was a guy in the audience at the Haha. You just reminded me of with nicknames.
Haha Comedy Club, shout
Haha
out.
Comedy Club, shout out North Hollywood over there on Lancashire.
Yeah.
And he was wearing sandals with no shoes and,
Oh,
and
my-
sandals with no socks. And I'm like, you're really upsetting me with that. And he was front row, foot by the stage. So I said, no socks. Great choice. Then I asked him his name, and he said his name was Hop. I go, Hop? I go, that's not your real name. He goes, that's my real name. I go, that's not your real name.
That
Hop. Wrong. That's 100% not your real name. And then the girl next to him goes, his name's Hopper. I go, Hopper? So you put a nickname, you have a nickname for your nickname? And then I asked him what he did for a living, and this is what he said. I'm an influencer and a product revealer.
Oh, jeez.
To which I said, the fucker, either one of those things. What are those? And I'm like, what do you mean product revealer? You just reveal, what's the last product you revealed? He goes, an oyster. I go, whose oyster was it? He goes, mine. I go, your job makes no fucking sense. And that's another thing with the world we're in right now. And this guy, Hop, with no fucking socks on at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, can influence people. And his name's Hop.
I cannot stand when people do that. Wear freaking socks, dude,
Oh.
and shoes when you go out.
Oh, on the plane?
When you go to a like when you're around people, nobody wants to see your feet. Dude.
No, I don't.
Nobody does. Like
There are
like-
certain people that like feet. Like a buddy of mine, we all know him as Russell Peters. He has a foot thing. He loves pretty feet. But I don't want to see feet.
I don't want to see feet either. Like I remember I went to a steakhouse in Arizona, right?
Well, okay.
And this guy had like a nice shirt, nice pants, but he was wearing like some expensive sandals.
Right, with no socks.
No socks.
So you were getting pinky toes with that steak.
I was totally like, what?
Did it mess your appetite up?
Yes.
Wow.
I cannot stand when people do not wear shoes. Like I understand if you're going to the beach, you're going to the pool, like
Right.
you're
I
hanging
always-
around
My feet are always covered, dude.
your house. You
I
probably,
sleep in socks.
You probably have hard feet. That's why. You probably have.
No, I have really good feet now because when I was training in martial arts, I
Okay.
jacked my feet up,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so I started covering them up. But now they're like, I have pristine feet, man.
Okay, but the thing I'm telling you is that why do people do that, dude?
I don't
Why-
know. It's a comfort thing for some people. People
You
are
think
more
so?
comfortable. I can't. Blows my mind. Walking outside with no socks and shoes on blows my mind.
When I'm on
Also, on a fucking flight, on a plane, when I look over and you got your foot up, bare as all hell, ugh, put that away.
when I'm on stage and I see that, dude, I totally be like,
Do you call it out?
yes.
Good. Most comics do.
Now, you guys talking about barefoot or shoes with no socks?
Shoes with
Sandals,
With
where
no
we could
socks.
see
Oh,
your
got it,
toes.
got it.
and they
Oh,
want to
but
sit.
shoes with no socks is bad
Yeah,
though because
yeah.
that can make your feet smell at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
And they want to sit in the front, and then they want to put their foot on the stage.
First thing I say is, "Are you in show business?" They say no, and I say, "Then get your foot off the fucking
I'm
stage."
like, are you at home?
Right.
Like, do you consider this your home? What the fuck are you doing?
You're not
man?
at home.
Like, no,
You
but
are
I
not
can't
at
stand that.
home.
I can't stand that, man. That's one of the things I'm like, that's very rude to me. Like, if you do that, like especially, and imagine if
I love how much you say like,
imagine if the girl's going out with him, and then like you're actually okay with the guy like
and then like
embarrassing you like that,
like
in public.
like yeah. It's like, come on, like right, like
That's how I speak.
you like to say like
Fluent gibberish.
fluent. That's actually a dope band name. Yo, what's up? We're Fluent Gibberish.
Gibberish is a dope band.
Yeah, man, it's like full size midget.
No, that's not. I don't like that name.
And what I do, act more stupidly. And what I do, act
Jason.
more stupidly. Can't tell me nothing.
Guess what?
What?
We are. What is it? What's today's date, Simon?
Today is the
26.
26th. We're less than 2 weeks away.
From your special.
Less than 2 weeks. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, make sure you email me. Listen, we're not going to sell tickets. We're not selling tickets to this thing. We're shooting it twice, early show, late show, at the Analog Theater in the Hutton Hotel, and we're just doing a guest list. And if you want to fly out, that's great. Send me your name, and I will put you on my list to see the show.
It's going to be a great show, man. I am so stoked. Like I said, I've never been to Tennessee, but I'm also stoked because I know how hard you've been working for this, and this is going to be so great.
So hard, so long.
It's going to be so
That's
so
like
great,
my
man.
penis. Go ahead.
If you have a chance to go to Tennessee and go see a special, you guys should go, man. It's going to be great.
And Nashville's such a fun city. It's a great city to hang in.
Nashville on
Yeah.
November 10th at the Analog Theater, man.
And guess what?
You can't tell me nothing.
Do you have anything else coming up, Jason?
Always.
What do
Well,
you have coming
we're
up?
doing a show in Merced.
Oh, it's actually sold out.
The show's sold out. Sorry,
Yeah.
you can't come. But that's what date is that, by the way?
It's November 19th.
November 19th.
We're
It's
at
sold
Merced.
out. Yes. They put Raul's name on the fucking marquee and then sold out immediately. Other than that, I just my local shows. I'll be at the Comedy Store, obviously, the Ha Ha Cafe, the Comedy Magic Club. I'm going to be doing all that stuff. So, yeah, you guys, thanks for joining us. This is episode 5, I believe.
Episode 5. Yes.
Show me a 5.
5.
Episode 5.
Cinco.
Please continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, iHeart, or wherever it is that you listen. Make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and leave a review. That helps with the algorithms. That helps with it. You want to go to YouTube, check us out on YouTube at Jaybird and the Squatch. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't know when a new episode's coming at you. And also, of course, for your one-stop shop, everything Jaybird and the Squatch, go to jaybirdandthesquatchpod.com. And anything else?
And if you have any questions, make sure you send us a question because Jason loves to answer questions.
Anyways, Raul, do me a favor.
Oh, and guess
Look
what?
into that
Jason?
light
I'm looking into that light.
and say goodbye, Raul.
Oh, it's my birthday next week, too.
Don't care. Goodbye, Raul.
Goodbye, Raul.
Later.